The 2011 WGC-Cadillac Championship was a golf tournament held March 10 to 13 at Doral Golf Resort Namp Spa in Doral, Florida, a suburb west of Miami. It was the 12th WGC-Cadillac Championship tournament, the second of 4 World Golf Championships events staged in 2011. Cadillac replaced CA Technologies as the title sponsor. Nick Watney shot a final round 67 to win his first WGC event, 2 strokes ahead of runner-up Dustin Johnson. The field consisted of players from the top of the official World Golf Ranking and the Money List's Order of Merit from the 6 main professional golf tours. Each player is classified according to the first category in which he qualified, but other categories are shown in parentheses. Initially, all 69 players who qualified for the tournament were scheduled to play. Robert Allenby, Paul Casey, K.J. Choi, Jason Day, Luke Donald, Ernie Els, Ross Fisher, Ricky Fowler, Jim Furyk, Retief Goosen, Bill Haas, Peter Hansen, Padraig Harrington, Yuta Kada, Ryo Ishikawa, Miguel Angel Jimenez, Dustin Johnson, Zach Johnson, Robert Carlson, Martin Kaymer, Anthony Kim, Kim Young Tae, Matt Kuchar, Martin Laird, Hunter Main, Graham McDowell, Rory McIlroy, Phil Mickelson, Eduardo Molinari, Francesco Molinari, Ryan Moore, Jeff Ogilvy, Louis Oosthuizen, Ian Poulter, Alvaro Quiroz, Justin Rose, Charles Schwartzel, Adam Scott, Vijay Singh, Steve Stricker, Bo Van Pelt, Camilo Villegas, Nick Watney, Lee Westwood, Mark Wilson, Tiger Woods, Y.E. Zhang. 3 golfers withdrew from the tournament shortly before it started: Tim Clark, Ben Crane, and Bubba Watson. Hiroyuki Fujita. 3. The top 30 players from the final 2010 FedEx Cup points list: Charlie Hoffman, Kevin Na, Jeff Overton, Ryan Palmer, Kevin Streelman, Aaron Baddeley, Jonathan Bird, D.A. Points: Rory Sabatini, Jonathan Vegas. 5. The top 20 players from the final 2010 European Tour Order of Merit: Rhys Davies, Anders Hansen, Thomas Aiken, Thomas Bjorn, Shivcho Rasha. 7. The top 2 players from the final 2010 Japan Golf Tour Order of Merit: 8. The top 2 players from the final 2010 PGA Tour of Australasia Order of Merit: Peter Senior. 9. The top 2 players from the final 2010 Sunshine Tour Order of Merit: 10. The top 2 players from the final 2010 Asian Tour Order of Merit: Marcus Fraser, No Sung Yul. Past champions in the field round summaries. First round. The first round was significantly delayed when a storm blew in shortly after play began on Thursday. Play was resumed in the afternoon, but almost all players were still on the course when darkness fell. At this point, Hunter Main led the field at 7 under par through his first 11 holes, and held on to the lead when the first round was concluded on Friday morning. Teenager Ryo Ishikawa was 1 shot back in second, while New World number 1 Martin Kaymer was third. Several players including Luke Donald and Matt Kuchar had reached the 6 under mark in their rounds, then dropped back. Second round scoring proved more difficult in the second round as high winds returned to the Doral course. The low round of the day was Aaron Baddeley's 66. Hunter Main retained his 1-shot lead after a steady 71, with Martin Kaymer and Francesco Molinari a shot further back. This meant that the 3 leading players at the halfway stage were the world number 1, and the winners of the previous 2-stroke play format WGC events. Ryo Ishikawa, who started the round in second place, shot a 4 over par 76 on the day his home nation of Japan was devastated by an earthquake and tsunami. Third round. Dustin Johnson was the big mover on Saturday, shooting a 65, the lowest round of the day, to open up a two-shot advantage. Behind him the leaderboard was bunched with 7 players within 3 shots. Luke Donald, Nick Watney and overnight leader Hunter Mahan all had chances to match Johnson's score before faltering over the closing holes, while Martin Kaymer, in the final group, fell away after a 74. Final round. The final round began strongly for the American challengers, with Nick Watney, Hunter Mahan, Dustin Johnson and Matt Kuchar all getting under par early, while the international players struggled. As the leaders reached the turn, Doral's famous back nine began to bite, with a number of the leading players making bogeys and double bogeys. This opened the tournament back up to the field, ahead of the leaders. Anders Hansen was going low, but missed makeable birdie putts on 16 and 17 to settle for a 67 and 13 under. Meanwhile, Nick Watney held long par putts at 13 and 15 to stay at 15 under, and shared the lead with Dustin Johnson going into the final stretch, but Johnson bogeyed 16, and when Watney birdied the tough 18 it left Johnson in the final group, needing to hold his second shot to force a playoff. He hit it close, but eventually had to settle for a par, leaving Watney the winner by 2. The low rounds on the final day were a pair of 66s by the young American Ricky Fowler and former world number 1 Tiger Woods, a multiple winner of this event.